This is Machuka Nyarieko TV Talk Show, where we analyze politics and governance issues. We focus on national, local, and international news. We examine the political way of our people, social and economic. Nyarieko TV Talk Show, the house of ideas.
This is Machuka Nyarieko TV Talk Show, the house of ideas, and welcome to our discussion this afternoon. Today we shall focus on the presidential term extension, that is from 5 years to 7 years, as it has been proposed by the Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei. Do you think there is a need for the Senate to extend the term limits for members of parliament, the president, and the MCAs, probably from 5 years to 7 years? Is this the right time? How do democratic states behave? What are the benefits of extending presidential term limits from 5 years to 7 years? Kindly, before we proceed, if you are watching this channel for the first time, subscribe so that whenever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to our subscribers, thank you for your continued support. It is through your support that we are able to continue. Back to our discussions. It is now in the public domain that the National Assembly extended to the Senate can do anything within their powers so long as they have political ambitions or their ambitions are directly from the executive. This one can best be explained from what happened yesterday, whereby more than 300 members were in parliament in order to impeach the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, Cherargei Gachagua. Could this be a warm-up? Was it testing their mighty so that they can see whether they can change the constitution for their selfish needs, for their selfish interests? It's obvious that if this debate is entirely allowed for the Senate, if it cannot go for the referendum, then the members of the Senate will wake up as early as 1 a.m. in the morning to go and pass it so that they can have 2 extra years. And in any case, when constitutional changes are made, do they benefit the incumbent? For example, if the constitution presidential term limit were made today, will the President of the Republic of Kenya benefit from that? It is only in dictatorial states that happens. Because if such changes are made, it means the changes should take effect probably after 2032 in order to ensure there is no specific interests by the incumbent presidency. And of course, there is this idea of bringing in the Prime Minister. This is doing so in order to make sure they have ways of continuing to remain in power. Just as it happens elsewhere, someone was a president, and after election you see him contesting or wanting to be a prime minister, maybe through his political party, depending on the recommendations or the constitutional requirements of one who needs to be a prime minister. Maybe we can ask viewers and they can give their commentaries on the comment section. Do you think if this proposal, which already they have, the Senate is asking for input from the members of the public, do you think members of the Senate will state to make sure it has passed into law? Of course, in the recent times, we have seen that the needs of politicians are so different from the needs of the citizens. For example, if members of parliament want to have their way, if they want to have, for example, CDF fund, they will go ahead and even not pass laws so that they will force the head of state to review his stand even if it is unconstitutional. CDF has been declared unconstitutional severally, but they have been using it to force the government to entrench it in their rules. And probably that's why they are behaving in this manner, so that CDF, which has been outlawed by our Kenyan laws as being unconstitutional, so probably they are doing some things so that it can be brought back in order for them to continue with what they know they have been doing best. Because even with the CDF, the members of the public have not benefited in any way that someone can say it has been useful. So, if this is going to happen, does it mean that the current regime has done wonderful development now that citizens will be so happy to increase their terms to 7 years? What about if after 5 years, after 7 years, they also will want to extend that there is no need for these term limits? Will our constitution have any meaning? Who will protect the people from such unthought bills brought before the Senate? Some issues when people are languishing in poverty, and the US is thinking about term limits of your careers What do you think? Even if UDA is distancing itself from the issue of term limit, it is total rise. It is the normal UDA doublespeak, where they say this while they mean the other. So it's up to Kenyans to participate, see whether they will take it to 7 years, to 3 years, or even for one to rule forever. But in a democratic constitution like ours, if they perceive it to be a good idea, then it should go to the referendum, and the people by themselves decide on what ought to be done in relation to this. Thank you, and kindly members continue watching our videos. Thank you.